Do you ever feel stuck, like you're living your life on autopilot? Are you ready to shift into high gear and reach the success you so richly deserve? Welcome to the Play Big Movement podcast. I am your host, Sharon Lecter, entrepreneur, business strategist, and best-selling author. Playing big is not about settling for good enough or being comfortable. It is about reaching your highest potential and achieving your greatest success. Join me in my Play Big movement as I interview top experts in business, money, and entrepreneurship, all ready to serve you and to help you play big, be number one in your field, live your legacy, and create maximum impact. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this segment of the Play Big Movement podcast with Sharon Lecter. I'm excited today because, I love sharing what I do and how I do it. And you've seen Angela before. Angela Totman we've been working together for over 21 years, and she's really part of the family more so than just a colleague and a partner. So Ange, thanks for hanging in there today with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for inviting me to be on again.
Well, it's really important because, as we are looking in the time of the year when you're watching this, whether it's the beginning of the year, the end of the year, or middle of the year, it's probably either the beginning, middle, or end of your day. So when we talk about goal setting, it's like New Year's resolutions. We don't want to set it up and then forget about it. We want you to think about your goals as a part of your everyday life. And for me, I make a lot of goals and I don't hold myself accountable to it. So it's not just setting the goals, but it's also building in that accountability to creating and achieving those goals. And there's nobody better at that than Angela. And she's really an accountability expert. Speak a little bit to that, Ange.
Yeah, I think that, I really became very passionate about the idea of accountability when I felt a lot of resistance from people and, not only just in business, but also personally as a parent. And I'm like, why is it that people are so afraid or just don't want to have accountability in their lives? And so I became very interested in why that happens. And, accountability, I think people think that it's other people forcing you to do things, or that it's somehow accountability is other people wagging their finger at you or telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. And, my personal philosophy on accountability and as an accountability coach is, how can I empower people to be accountable to themselves? The reality is that if you're working on what you're passionate about or the things that are most important to you, it becomes less of a burden to be accountable to those things when you have systems and tools and support. It's just about bringing all of those pieces together, but it starts with spending your time and really prioritizing the things that are most important to you.
And I think it's really important to think about that from a standpoint of what you want out of life and what you want to achieve. Sometimes we get complacent in our life and time just passes us by. And as you get to my age, you start realizing time's kind of a precious commodity. And if you can focus on what you want to achieve and set those little benchmarks, I talk about little wins, and that helps you build that confidence to keep going. When you have a long-term goal, it's easy to forget about it and say, tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. But when you set yourself those daily benchmarks, and it's something that, I've just been honored and just blessed with having Angela on my team, because she's much more the taskmaster than I am. So it helps keep us on the right path. But it really is something that the self-discipline is so important. And one of the things that we both become involved in is a company called ULA. And I've known these young men that started it. They were very successful chiropractors, retired, and started this brand ULA about lifestyle, understanding that there's so many aspects of your life, not just business, but your family, your faith, your field, which is your business, your friends, your finances, your fitness, and fun, which is one that I need to work on all the time. And so in doing that, they wrote a book, and they came to us to help them in building that brand. And they ended up with a fantastic contract with a company doing essential oils. And they sat back and they said, we want to make this a huge movement. And so they basically pulled everything back in-house and launched a company in the middle of 2021, in the middle of the pandemic, related to a state-of-the-art artificial intelligence driven program that helps people uniquely for them. You go through a process, a questionnaire, where you answer questions on each of those 7 categories, those 7 F's in your life. And the process leads you to set priorities. And you get a priority in each of those 7 categories. And then you drill down to the point where you get your top 3, top 7 priorities. And they have spent years pulling together personal development content that when you have set your priorities, the system recognizes what your goals are and delivers you specific content to support you in your journey to achieve those goals. And it's really, when they came to me, and I really thought it was perfect for people. I didn't think I needed it. And then I got in it and I thought, wow, this is cool. And something that I've really engaged in as well. And just share a little bit about when you first got involved, because it was right up your alley.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things that, number one, I like, and you've talked about this already, and we talked about this at the very beginning, is accountability it's driven by our personal desires and our personal priorities. And I think sometimes people have a hard time staying focused because they're not really clear on what their priorities are. And so having a tool or having a process to walk through to help you identify that, or to see where you're on areas where you have lack of clarity, that's the first step, right? And so right off the bat, when they designed this program, they designed it with a process and a system in mind to give you a personalized pathway to identifying your priorities. And for those of us who are really clear on our priorities, sometimes it's not lack of clarity, it's being able to stay focused on them because of everything else that's happening. In the world that we live in, nobody, I'm sure, would argue that there's so many things that we are bombarded with and so many distractions that we can easily get off track with. And Sharon, in the world that we live in, the world of entrepreneurship, those look like opportunities a lot of times. And so, it's easy to say, oh my gosh, I want to do this, or this looks really great, I'd like to do this. And so having a system to kind of go back to understanding what your priorities are and refocusing on them is really helpful. And for people who, struggle, a lot of times they don't necessarily have the people around them to help them be accountable. And so if you are the type of person where you want to create additional clarity in your life, or you want to do better, create different results in one area, but you don't necessarily have the people around you that support that process, this particular program offers a tremendous community that can step in and that can be a part of that for you. They can offer that level of support. And Sharon, you talk so much about the power of association. And I think that this is a really magical part of the ULA program and creating that lifestyle. It's called a lifestyle framework. Well, your lifestyle is inclusive, not just of the things that you do every day, but the people that you surround yourself with. And this isn't about abandoning the people that you've been friends and family with forever. It's really about honing in on the people that can help you stay focused on where you want to be.
And so much of today's business world is on lifestyle, and the younger generation, especially, they're looking for lifestyle even more than salary. And so I think this is positioned, the company is positioned for fantastic growth and impact. I mean, it's certainly, I feel really a lot better about myself from having participated in it. And I see a lot of people just really shining. One young gal, she says, I've never set goals in my life. And this, she gotten such change. She's gotten into it so much. I think she has a 105-day streak or something going. And I think it's that part of the process is that it has an app that goes with it, and it's gamified so that you get rewards and you get attaboys and attagirls when you are achieving certain levels. And so from a standpoint of being a dynamic goal setting tool that you have constant feedback opportunities, mastermind, and that's what Angela was just talking about, the power of association. And I share this with you because I think it's so important. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And sometimes it's a hard road to go alone. And so I've seen this particular company create lasting friendships and excitement, and people energized and so happy about what they're doing in their life because they've quantified it. having a goal without measurement. We've heard the SMART goals, okay, which is, you've created a goal that is measurable, that's really attainable, it's realistic and time bound. A specific goal, measurable, achievable, relatable, and time bound. So I usually forget the time bound thing. But this particular app and business helps you be more specific about what you want. And so, I wanted to do this podcast because I've seen the value in it as we're coming up on not even a year this company's been around. We've seen thousands of people impacted in a positive way. And so please check it out. You can go to myula.ulalife.com/Sharon to find out more about it. You can also be part of Angela's group by going /Angela. Is that right?
It is.
Okay.
myula.ulalife.com/Angela.
We work together on it. So we would love to have you come. You can actually check it out just as a member to use the tool, set your goals, but it's also an opportunity. It was set up so that you can share it with others for a very inexpensive amount. You can actually turn this into an income opportunity. So not only do you use it and benefit from it, but you can share it with other people and benefit financially. And so we're very excited about the team that we pulled together, and we would love to invite you to join us. And it really is, for those of you that live outside the United States, join as a member. The actual income opportunity is not available in other countries at this point, but it will be. They're working on that. But you can join as a member and utilize the tool and position yourself to be ready for when your country opens. But we just want to invite you to join us and let us hear from you. Let us know what we can do to support you. We just love this community, love these individuals, and it's something that is so compatible with everything else we do. Any last words, Angela?
Yeah, I think that, and you said, Sharon, that measurement piece of it and quantifying things, I think that that's so important. The other thing is, we've talked a little bit about kind of the personalized piece, the questionnaire, the app that helps, you stay motivated with the gamification, but also with accountability. That's part of the accountability of it in the community. But, one thing that I think people feel like, and we live in this world where there's so much messaging about just toughen up. It's all about mental toughness. And I am a student of that movement myself, so I understand the time and the place for it. But I also know from working with and talking with enough people that relying on willpower to just push through things, that's not a sustainable way of getting things done. And that's where the tools come in. And that's why I really latched on to ULA when I learned about it, because I just felt like it was an incredible tool. I use it. I've always been a goal-oriented person. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I already know what I want to get accomplished for the day. So, and there are days where I don't necessarily always record my action steps, but I will tell you in the last year, not quite year that I've been using it, I've achieved 15 goals. I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't using this tool. That's a lot, and I feel good about it. And those are my goals. Those are things that are personal to me. Those are not things that other people wanted for me. So they're so meaningful, which means that it also allows me to carry momentum forward, knowing and having confidence that I'm doing the things that are most important to me and I'm making a difference in the way that I want to.
I love that. And there's no better endorsement than what you just heard from Angela. So we're going to actually do another shorter recording for the Play Big Movement group. So if you're not part of that, please join us. There's no charge, but it's something that our Play Big group is about people who want to be number one in their field, live their legacy, and create maximum impact. And we'd love to invite you to join us. And we are going to be supporting you in there and talking a little bit. We go a little deeper about, things that happen with the people that I interview on the podcast. So please join us. And we would love to see you there. Thank you, Angela, again, for being with me today.
Thank you, Sharon. And thank you, everybody, for watching and listening.
And for all of you, you're fabulous. I want you to go out and have an incredible day and think about where you are in your goal setting. And let us know if we have any questions we can answer. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to this segment of the Play Big Movement podcast with Sharon Lecter. Thank you for listening to this segment of the Play Big Movement podcast. Please subscribe to iTunes and leave us a review, as well as join us in other areas of social media, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Sharon Lecter, and for Facebook, author Sharon Lecter. Thank you so much and have a fabulous day.